Hi everyone. So we are going to begin going through our first lesson with linear equations. So I have the textbook opened up here. This is the digital textbook that you should have downloaded. I'm going to scroll through the textbook and I am going to go to the table of contents and I'm going to jump to the very first concept, recognizing functions. The way that I'm going to be setting up these videos, just so you can get an idea from here on out of what it's going to look like, is I'm going to have the textbook on this side of the screen and my notes on this side. You can have the video lesson open on half of your screen if you would like, and the textbook open on the other half of your screen. And then hopefully you're able to have a piece of paper in front of you and something to write with, and you can be taking notes alongside with me. And I'm going to show you how to be taking notes on this lined piece of paper here. So starting with concept 1, recognizing functions. So I'm going to title my page to keep things organized. I'm going to say concept 1, and it's recognizing functions. Alrighty. So in this concept, you're going to learn to recognize functions. It says Tammy has opened an ice cream stand to earn money for her college tuition. She records the number of cones she sells each day in the table, like the one shown below. Days in operations, number of cones sold. Tammy is very pleased with the number of cones sold for her first week in operation. Now she wants to analyze the results shown in the table. What information can Tammy record from her table? In this concept, we're going to learn about recognizing functions, and we'll come back to this problem about Tammy and the ice cream cones. There's a few definitions we'll be talking about today. So the first definition is relation. And so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to identify the fact that we have definitions going on here. So definitions, and I'm going to write these down. Now, you don't have to write down these definitions if you don't want to. I know that they are printed in the text, but in order to make sure that you have a good understanding, it's always a good skill and a good thing to do to actually write them down, to begin putting them to memory of what these definitions are. So the very first definition is relation. That is written as a set of ordered pairs. Meaning anytime you have two things being compared showing a relationship, that's giving you a relation. Next is function. It says every x value is paired with one unique y value. So every x value is paired with one unique y value. Next, we're going to look at defining domain. Domain is all the x values, and then range is all the y values. So we'll begin talking about domain and range in this chapter as well, in this concept as well. So these are the four kind of vocab words that we'll be seeing that are likely new to you or maybe less familiar to you. And so these are definitions for you to refer back to as we begin our discussion. So when looking at functions, it says many things in the real world consist of a relationship between two things. The names of students in a class paired with their heights is an example of a relation. It's showing a relationship between name and height, or height and name. They can be written as an ordered pair, where one comes first and the other comes second. That is a relation, just showing a relationship between two things. In this class, we look at this as a set of ordered pairs, like we see down here, where you have a number written first, comma, and then a second number, and then it's inside parentheses. Okay. Domain, the set of a starting point, is called a domain. That's kind of your input. That's your starting value, or your x value is your domain. Your range is the second number, the second thing in the ordered pair, and that's your output. That's your ending point. So if we have the following ordered pairs, 1, 4, 2, 6, 2, 8, 3, 10, and 4, 12, the values are written as ordered pairs x, y. The domain are all of these beginning numbers, 1, 2. 2 is written twice, so we don't need to write it in our domain. 3 and 4. The range is all of these ending numbers, or these second numbers in these ordered pairs. So 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. And so that's our range. So next, this textbook goes through a series of examples, and so that's what I'm going to go through with you next.